All right, everybody. We can get started here with JJ. Christian Clark, if you're there, you can lead us off.
Hey, JJ, Christian Clark here with Knoll.com. The 128 you guys put up last night is season high. Just what did you think was working on the offensive end collectively?
We played well in transition. Zion was great in attacking the basket. I thought our spacing was really good last night. One of the best games for spacing that we've had. Yeah.
What's up, JJ? This is Will from The Athletic. The last time we talked to you, asked you about the early season numbers. You said a big part of it was you just weren't getting the shots you were used to, just the number of shots you were used to. Just what's it been like these past few games, just kind of figuring out where you can find your offense within the system and just what you guys are trying to do.
Yeah. I think for the most part, I've gotten some good looks.
Hey JJ, this is Andrew from ESPN. Nice to see the mustache back for one.
I know I gotta trim this down so we can. There's like 10 days now.
Fully get the mustache.
Yeah, we got to let it stand out a little bit.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. For as far as your front court with Zion and Steven, is that the strongest front court you've seen in your time in the NBA, just between those two guys?
I mean, probably some of the strongest, yeah, for sure. I played with Joel. I played with Blake and DJ. Played with Dwight. He was pretty strong. So, typically the centers are going to be strong, and Zion is sort of an anomaly, especially in today's NBA at that position to be that big and fast.
Hey, Christian Clark here again. When we hear about Nikhil, I mean, from everybody on the roster, they say, I mean, this is a guy he's putting in the work behind the scenes. I mean, for those of us who don't get to see behind the scenes, just, what is, I guess, like the level of work Nikhil's putting in every day? I mean, just kind of, can you give us an idea of how a young kid is operating behind the scene?
He's committed to the game. I mean, he works as hard as any young player I've seen. And certainly we have some other guys on our team that work really hard as well. It's an everyday, all day thing for him. He just he loves the game and he wants to be great. And you're always going to bet on guys who like to work.
Hey JJ, I'm Eric Walden. I cover the Jazz for the Salt Lake Tribune. I was just kind of curious about your thoughts on Derek Favors. He's a guy who's played here in Utah for all of his career except for last year with you guys. Just wondering what your thoughts were in terms of how he was as a teammate, how he fit with the team, just kind of what your thoughts were on Derek Favors.
Yeah, I texted D-Fave when he signed with Utah and told him how I felt. He's actually one of the best teammates I've had. Just a consummate pro, great in the locker room, as low maintenance as they come. He's just a pleasure to be around every day, and a pleasure to have on your team. He does all the dirty work, incredibly unselfish, and he's makes every team he's been on. He makes them better when he's on the floor. He's just a great guy to have on your team.
All right, thanks, JJ. Appreciate
All right.
it.
Thanks, Jay.
right, everybody. Start here with Coach Christian Clark. You can go ahead.
Hey Stan, Christian Clark here, Null.com. JJ just said that last night was probably, I guess, the best spacing you guys have had as a team. He thought, you guys have a distinct style, but like within that distinct style, what are things you did or can do to have good spacing?
Look, it's just something that for us is not as easy or as natural for teams that are playing 4 or 5, guys at a time that stretch the floor. So it's not as natural for us. So it's something that we have to pay a lot of attention to. And I thought last night in the game that our guys, really paid attention to it and tried to do a better job of spacing the floor. So it's really, their attention to detail, I think, that helped.
Hey, what's up, Stan? You talked before about how you guys continue to try to evolve Zion's game, just to give him different things he can do within the offense. Just how does it change the dynamics of the offense when he's a driver versus when he's posting up or when he's operating a screen and roll?
Well, I think we need him to do all of those things, right? I think he needs to be a post-up guy. I think he needs to be a guy on the perimeter who can drive the ball or cut. I think he needs to be a pick-and-roll guy setting screens. I think he needs to be a pick-and-roll guy handling the ball. I think he needs to be able to do all of those things, and I think he needs to be a guy leading the fast break and busting out. And so, I think he's starting to take advantage of those opportunities, and we're trying to give him as many of those opportunities as we can, because I think you want to use all of his abilities, not just some of them. And he'll have different advantages in different matchups.
Yeah, Stan, it's Andrew from ESPN. Did Lonzo practice today? Do you have any update on his possible timeline to return to action?
Yeah, so he did practice today. We didn't go that long. We went about 45 minutes on the court, some of it live. He did everything, and we'll see how he is tomorrow leading into the game.
Hey, Coach. This is Ollie with the Bird Rights. I know it's good to get off the losing streak, and you guys did some things really well, but I'm curious to get your thoughts about what happened defensively. De'Aaron Fox got a career high, but not only that, the Kings, I think, scored 66 points in the paint. What do you guys need to do moving forward, basically to improve on that end of the floor?
Yeah, listen, our defense has been, Ollie, the things we talk about all the time. Our defense is predicated on getting back and, in transition, getting our defense set, protecting the paint, defending without fouling, rebound the ball. And then all of protecting the paint, closing out and doing a better job on shooters than we have early in the year. Last night was obviously our biggest breakdown in terms of letting the ball into the paint. I don't think, we've had some games we weren't happy with where we gave up like 48 in the paint. But for us to be giving up 66 is not excusable in the paint, and that was the main part of our defensive film session today. Part of it, I thought we had a lot of really good defensive possessions, but certainly a lot more breakdowns than we need to have. But I don't think the way our team is built in particular, I don't think we can have any kind of sustained success if we're getting attacked in the paint like we did last night.
Hey, Christian Clark here again. What do you think about the way Jackson Hayes has gotten on the glass these past 3 games? What are you just seeing from him there?
Well, really, the past 3 games have been a little bit of a step up for him, but really all year. That's something we talked to him about. I thought was a big step for him. We know what he can do as a runner and as a pick and roll guy. He can block some shots. But rebounding has not been a great strength of his until this year, and he's been outstanding on the glass all year. It's something that Darnell stays on him about all the time, shows him film on, and Jackson's effort on the glass has been incredible and a big, big help to us in that second unit.
Yeah, and Christian kind of took the question I was going to ask. So I'll just say, do you think his play as of late is just a result of him just getting more comfortable with what you're asking him to do? Do you think it's a conversation you guys had with him? I guess, what do you think the result? What do you think was the cause of this uptick in the past few games?
Well, like I said, I give Darnell some credit because he's really worked hard with him. But as always, when players play well, 90% of the credit goes to the players. And I just think the biggest thing with Jackson this year is his energy and his effort have been consistent. Like, we can count on them all the time. And I don't think that was the case even at the start of training camp. He was sort of up and down. He'd have a good day, a bad day, a few good minutes, a few bad minutes. But as we've gotten into the season, he's really worked. And his energy and effort have been consistent from game to game and really from possession to possession. And when you get that kind of activity from a guy with his athletic ability, he has a very good chance to play well.
All right, thank you, Coach. Appreciate it.
All right, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Uh-huh.
We're using this.
Just, you can talk normally. Little
All
picture.
right, everybody. We'll get started with Zoe. Andrew Lopez, you can start off.
So it's Andrew from ESPN. First off, just how are you feeling today after basically like a week off? How are your knees doing? How do you feel?
I feel a lot better. Went through practice for the first time today and felt good. So, plan is definitely to play tomorrow.
Yeah, and just when did you just start experiencing pain? Was it recently or was it something you've been dealing with?
No, I've been playing with it. It's got to a point where management came down and said, take these next three games, get right, and come back stronger. And that's what I did, and I feel a lot better. So I feel we made the right decision as a whole.
And like just playing with something that's kind of nagging. I mean, how good does it feel just to get that time?
Well, like I said, it helped a lot. They got me on pretty much a whole new program, treatment-wise and weight-wise, and it's been helping. Got on it this last week, and I feel a lot better. So hopefully that translates onto the court. And
what are some of the differences treatment-wise?
Just getting up early in the morning, getting my stretching in. I stretch a lot more now. Ice, I use this thing, some laser thing, something called piezo wave. So just a lot of new things that, help keep the swelling down and keep the pain to a minimum.
Hey, the change in I guess your lifting and the stretching is kind of what helped set you on the right path last year when you came back in December. Are you kind of hoping it's the same thing right now where you're getting some things fixed and then you can start to take off again?
Definitely. Last year was my ankle, and then when that got right, obviously my game got better. So hopefully this year getting my knees right, we could do the same thing.
Hey, Lonzo, this is Ollie with the Bird Rights. In the 3 days or 3 games you've missed, what have you seen out of the young guys in particular, say Nickeil Alexander and Kira Lewis? What stood out about their play to you?
Just seizing opportunity. We all knew what Nickeil was capable of. We know he's a pure scorer, and that's what he showcased out there these last couple of games. And then we know how good Kyra is as well. Being a rookie but still coming in and keeping the pace of the offense up and not turning the ball over and doing the things we know he can do. So I'm just proud of those guys. They put a lot of work in every day, a lot of hard practices, and you can see it paying off.
Hey, so my name is Eric Walden. I cover the Jazz out in Salt Lake City. I was just curious. I've been talking to some of your teammates about what it was like being a teammate of Derek Favors last year. He's played his whole career out here in Utah, except for last year with the Pelicans. Just wondering what your thoughts and memories were of him, what he was like as a teammate, what he brought to the team.
Nothing but respect for D-Fave. I think everybody would say that. He's a true pro. We were glad to have him on our team. We know he did all the things, all the little things that we needed, to win games, and we appreciate him a lot for going out there and suiting up with us.
All right, thanks, Zoe. Appreciate it.
Thanks.